Okay, first things first when it comes to food is que tenga sabor. So when I make birria, I go broth forward, meaning my priority is que tenga sabor from the consomé. So what do you need to have el sabor of birria? You need your meat, so 1,600 grams of canilla de res. Someone mentioned they wanted to learn more kitchen Spanish. So I'm trying to remind myself to give you some of the kitchen Spanish tips. Chile guajillo, 75 gramos. Chile de árbol, 2 gramos. Canilla de res, 1,600 gramos. For me, as part of being in a sustainable kitchen is cocinas con lo que hay. So in this case, I have a yellow, a white. And together, we're doing 280 grams. Orégano mexicano seco, vamos a usar 2 grams. Laurel, so bay leaf, 3 big leaves. So comino molido, ground cumin. Go light if you're not a big fan of 1 gram of comino. And then voy a usar pimienta negra, so black pepper. Like the carnitas, I'm gonna portion 20 grams of salt. Another thing some people don't use is vinagre, 30 gramos. Everything's already mixing except for the salt. Y agua, water, 1.5 liters, 1.5 liters, and that should be it. That's the core of it. Hey, bienvenidos de nuevo to Dennis' Sustainable Kitchen. I'm Dennis, and today we're going back to a place I hold dear to heart, Guadalajara, Jalisco, home of la birria. Quesibirria, birria ramen, birria pho, tacos de birria, I don't know what else. The thing is, when it comes down to it, there's 2 things, el sabor y el sazón. El sabor, flavor, has to do with the roots of the cuisine, las raíces. El sazón, it's where you put your own touch, your own remix, that al tanteo, sabor de la mano as we call it. So for this particular case, estoy enfocando on el sabor. So for whenever I go and have a broth, a pozole, menudo, birria, I focus on the consommé. To me, that's where the roots of your food come from. So for this case, I'm making birria, pero with on the broth. And for that, that's why I'm using beef shank. And for all of the weights and stuff of what I'm using, you can find them at the end of the video if you look in the chapters. So to make it quick, we're going to be utilizing canilla de res, so beef shank. We're going to be utilizing cebolla, 2 onions, I have a white and a yellow. And then I'm going to be using mezcla de especias, spices. I have oregano, black pepper, laurel, comino, and then I have vinagre all in here, utilizing some salt. And then, of course, you can't have birria without chiles. And in this case, tengo guajillos y un poco de chile de árbol. You can also add chile ancho. Why am I not? Well, part of my kitchen is being sustainable. Right? When you think about it, in the old cocina ancestral, cocinabas, you cook con lo que había, meaning what you have. So in this case, I don't have chile ancho. I have guajillo and chile de árbol, which is a perfect good base. And so for that, I have 8 chile guajillos and 3 chile de árbol. And that's gonna be it. So like I did with the carnitas, make it more of a French technique where I'll crust the canillas here with salt, sear and brown them. These are already toasted real quick. Now I'm going to soak them in hot water so they begin to hydrate. Leave them for 15 minutes should do it. So I already have some hot water. Of course, can put boiling water. I think that's the best one. So in this case, another thing is when you add them with hot water, it softens them up so you don't have as much fiber when you're trying to blend these. That'll be good. So as you toast your chiles, one thing to keep in mind is the heat. You only want them to perfume or bloom so the oils come out, and that's it. You don't want them to get smoky. They're gonna get bitter, amargos, and then your broth is gone. For the onions, same thing. I'm just gonna cut them in bigger slices because this is all going into a braise. I like to just go ahead and add the onion in there, personal preference. You already get some of that flavor in the broth and the water, right? In this case, we're just using water. And I'm also gonna throw in already the mix in here. And so as soon as this boils, which is coming up, I'll just let them set for a good 15 minutes. So if you have a lot of chiles, good thing to do is if you get a weight, so the chiles are always submerged, because that's what you want to hydrate. So in this case, also the onion serves as a little layer, as you can see. So in here, so right now, tengo los chiles guajillos, chile de árbol, cebolla, orégano, laurel, pimienta negra, comino, vinagre blanco. I think that's it. Do that there. Give it 15 minutes. Nice hot bath. We're gonna go ahead and get our shanks ready. And of course, cast iron for me is the best for searing. It gives that even heat. That's what you want. So la misma cosa aquí. We're just seasoning our canillas. And so why am I using shank or la canilla? Because some will say you could have used chuck. And yes, you can. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with it. I like using canilla because you got the bone, you got the marrow, and that gives it more richness, profundidad, coagulant, y a la vez you get some of that bone broth minerals. So not only is it more flavorful, but it has some health benefits to it, which is not a bad thing to have. Así que when you have this, your broth is also going to be protein heavy. So we all hear of bone broth. Well, you make bone broth with the coagulant here, the marrow. And then, of course, no tiene tanta carne. You know, there's not a lot of meat in it. So if you're going to have a lot of people over, you're going to want that. I would go with half of this. So you get that really rich broth, because la carne. And if you make this like a day ahead, like me, I'm going to make it today. So I get all the sabor, you know, all that depth, and then let it chill like I did with the carnitas. Let all the fat, the cap get, you know, at the top, then I can take that off. If you really like manteca de res, beef fat, you can save it for your birrias or whatnot. But I'm more interested in the broth. And with the broth, then from the next day, everything is marinated together. So you have this really concentrated broth. And then you can freeze it, serve it, como quieras. If you feel like you need more meat, you can do that too. Get yourself some chuck rolls, stuff like that, cut it small, and then simmer it within the broth. Don't use the pressure cooker anymore. Then you're going to kill the flavor. Pero ya tiene la base. And so I think in another video I did like a ramen, birria ramen with like leftover New York. That's how I made it. So it's very broth heavy, but the broth is where all sabor is. And then you can season it. And then I still have the leftover of my salt. So lo que me quedó, I'm just gonna toss that in there. And so I already know that I started off with 20 grams of salt. So we want the high heat aceite, right? Because we're gonna be searing this at some high heat, para que tenga calor, tenga sabor. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to smoke. And so once that's done, go straight into the pot. By the time that's done, blend the sauce, and then I'll deglaze the pot. Todo va en la olla. Get it to pressurize and cook. I'll have más agua caliente ready to go. And all in all, water, about 1.5 liters. So do I recommend making it ahead of time? Personally, I do. A couple things. One, you mess it up, you have an opportunity to fix it, especially if you're going to have people over. Two, if you do it this way, let it set. Al día siguiente, you have más sabor in it, and it's ready to go, pretty much. So if you're having people over, and you turn it on, let it come up, let it simmer, it's going to make your house smell like birria. People are going to think you spent hours. All you're doing is recalentar. So not only are you saving yourself the stress of getting it all ready to go, pero tiene más sabor. So again, you want the meat to devore lo más que se puede. That's where you're developing the most flavor that you can in the meat itself. How long is this going to take? Cooking, about 60 to 65 minutes. So una hora más o menos, right? Depending on how much meat and how thick it is. For this, I'm going to give it an hour. Y de ahí 20 minutes to reposo, so the pressure comes down. So all in all, cooking process itself is 1.5 hours. give yourself to do this start to finish. If you're trying to do this, I would say 3 hours to be safe, because you don't want to rush it with braises, con caldos, pozole, menudo, birria, barbacoa. Low and slow, way to go. So this is where los techniques de los abuelos really come into play. They want a nice color. And then as soon as our timer goes off, it should be right around the time we're done searing the meat, we'll blend la salsa, throw that in there, go from there. If you do this on a stove, how long does it take? Great question. It's about a 4-hour process. You have to watch it on the stove. Do it in the oven. Another way to do it, same thing, como 3 horas, 3 and especially if you do it like convection. It does give you a little bit more of a controlled heat. So that's another way to go. Pues en el horno, especially if you're doing a big batch. And if I'm doing for 50, 100 people, and yeah, I'm gonna do it in the oven. There's no way I'm gonna make it in a small little pot. Pero for 3, 4, 5 people maybe. If you can fit more meat, más carne in here, but then you're gonna have no broth. And I want the broth. Why am I not searing the sides? Great question. So yes, you can, pero también with el cebo, the fat of beef. It's not like pork manteca. It's a lot stronger. Not everybody likes it. And so if you burn manteca de res, beef fat, it has an unpleasant taste. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan on manteca de res, but I do love the bone marrow. Another reason to go with this, beef shank, la canilla, is a lot cheaper than a lot of other cuts of meat. People don't like it because it takes forever to cook. So that was $20. Y creo que son 1,600 gramos, so like 3.5 pounds of meat. That's gonna give me quite a bit of broth and everything. And then if you want more meat, of course, you can do that. You can supplement it, again, buy some chuck roll, that'll cook a lot faster. So, have that. Remember, just want if you're not sure, taste it. If it's amargo, then you burnt it, don't use it. Then it's, at least it's a way to clean your pot. So if you're burnt something in it, heat it up, some liquid, scrape it. It'll be an easier way to clean your pot at the end of the day. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but sí ayuda. So now our shanks are done. It's time to finish off our sauce. Notice how they're a lot more malleable. Se doblan, blend this. And I don't strain it hasta que ya se termine. Because if I strain it now, I'm taking out some of the la pulpa and stuff that gives it flavor. Again, vamos por el sabor. So with your blender, blend it as high as you can, and it's really where you have the most to get that clean broth. So you might have to let it go a few minutes. Now I have a Vitamix. If you don't have one, get one. No, just kidding. But they're amazing blenders, yes. I've had one. Then you only do like half of your cup. So you're able to get as much power into it and blend it as high as you can. So don't fill up the cup as I do here, because a lot of the regular or smaller brands, they don't have as much torque to give you that blended sauce. So you want your sauce to look really nice and like an orange glow, and then straight into la olla and just rinse off la licuadora so nothing stays behind. And notice how there's hardly any like pulp. And so there she goes. So now, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and go with an hour and 5 minutes and let it go from there. And we'll see where it is. Your carne is still a little tough, meaning maybe it was a lot thicker, and give it another, close it up, give it another 10, 15 minutes, then let it reposar again. But if you're gonna be doing it something like that, don't get it too thick. If you're gonna go thicker, get a bigger pot and do it on the stove or in the oven. Yeah, so that's it for phase one. Getting your birria ready to go. cocinar, let it cook. And from here, yeah, stay tuned for phase 2. Subscribe, like, share, leave me your questions, comments below. And nos vemos en la próxima. Cuídense.